Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be here. And I wish to share many of my blessings with all of you today. May I have a show of hands? How many of you are married? Awesome. Are there any people here who are engaged? Give them a hand. And is it safe to assume that everyone here at some stage or other in their life has been in a love relationship? Yes? Thank you. So I also only have 10 or 12 minutes, so I'm going to give you as much as I can in a very short period of time. I do 10-hour seminars, I do 6-hour seminars, I do 90-minute talks, and on my way here, and since Colonel Tim asked me to speak to you today, I've been thinking, what can I do to give these people the most I can in just a short 10 minutes? So I've been praying, I've been working with this, and with your permission, I'm going to give you just a couple of my most important tips for a happy marriage. Everyone happy with that? Yes. Thank you. So the first thing is that a good marriage is a choice. It is a decision. If you think that you're going to fall in love, go up to the altar, say your vows, and live happily ever after, you're wrong. Marriage is even harder work. Okay, but every single day, a good marriage is a choice. And you're going to have opportunities to make the wrong choice. You're going to have opportunities to skinner with your friends about your husband. You're going to have opportunities to think bad things or do bad things. But every single time, you're always given the choice to make the right decision. So I'm asking all of you today, see your marriage as a choice. And every single day, choose to be in a good one. Thank you. The second one is, and the second most important thing I could give you today is to understand that you are different. Firstly, men and women are different. Have you noticed? All right. And every single person is different. So whenever I'm called in to do marriage counseling, it's always the case that one partner wants their partner to be different. We're always trying to change each other. The biggest gift I can give you today is to realize that you are perfect, that you are beautiful, just the way you are. And that your partner that you've actually attracted into your life is perfect. And is perfect for you. So, does anybody here think that God makes mistakes? Alright, so God made you, right? So that was pretty awesome. And He made your partner, also pretty awesome. So who are you to try and change them? Okay? I suggest that every day you get on your knees and you thank God for the trouble that your husband brings you. Yeah. So may I ask you a question? Where would Jesus be without His crucifixion? Where would Madiba be without 27 years in jail? Where would Martin Luther King be without his assassination, and Gandhi? We think that we go into life for roses and easy going. We think that we marry someone to make our life happier and easier, and that's true, but it's also untrue. So let us think of every single time that our partner challenges us as our little mini crucifixion. That we are being taught something. Every time your husband or your wife challenges you, I challenge you to get on your knees and ask for the lesson. Because very often, God is teaching you something right in that moment. Do you know what the three greatest things are you'll argue about in a marriage? They're also the three greatest temptations that we will struggle with as human beings and Christians in life. The temptations around money, sex, and power. Alright, so we all know the temptations of money, we all know the temptations of sex, we all know the temptations of power, and we have these drives within us. We all have a need for financial freedom. We all have a need for sexual fulfillment. We all have a need to feel significant in a power way and own our power and become powerful people. But just remember that when you move into a marriage, those things interrelate. So in a marriage, there will always be one partner who earns more than the other, right? There'll always be one partner who would love a little bit more sex than the other, right? And it's not always the man. And there'll always be, yes, I promise, I know. And there'll always be one that's more powerful, more controlling than the other. And so I ask you just to look at those and just recognize there isn't a perfect marriage. There's no perfect marriage, but your marriage is perfect because the meaning of life is to grow, is for your spiritual unfoldment, your soul unfoldment, and marriage and parenthood bring that to you every single day. So when you look at those three areas, I suggest, in terms of money, sit down with your partner. Go home tonight, sit down with your partner and say, I want to speak about money. And please, women especially, I plead with you, please know that your husband isn't there for financial stability. You need to take control of your own financial life. And if you're married in community of property, do you know that if your husband dies, your bank account's frozen for 2 years? Make sure you've got a credit card or a bank account on the side so that you can keep on keeping on. Your husband's not there to give you money and to ensure your security. And likewise, if all of the men were here, I would say to them, your wife's not here just for sex. Okay, take control of your own sexual fulfillment and know that the two of you come together and that it's a beautiful act of God when it's done beautifully in a marriage. You also need to have a frank discussion with your husband. Go home tonight and say, this is how I like the sex, this is how often I like it, and that thing that you want to do, I don't like it, we're never going to do. Okay? Yeah, thank you. And then with authority, I suggest you come home and you just decide how you make the decisions. Are there any parents here today? Do you know that your kids are clever? They divide and conquer. Okay, so my biggest advice to you, if you've got children, always stick together. If one of you says no, it's no. Later on at night, at 10 o'clock, you say, why did you say no to that? But to your partner, alone, not in front of the child. Your parenting is to let them know exactly who's boss and make sure that they never divide you, because they're clever and they'll divide you. So make sure you understand. Do we spank? Do we send them to the bedroom? And I suggest, just in terms of parenting, find out what's most important to your child. Victoria loves her iPod and her iPhone. When she's naughty, we take it away for a week. She feels that. She feels that. If we give her a hug and send her to the bedroom, she laughs. She's got her first standing karate, she loves it. It's like, yeah, you're getting tougher, that's cool, you can do that anytime. But take away her iPhone, and it's really bad. And then, if you say you're going to take it away for a week, don't give it back after 3 days. Yeah. And if you say, the next time you do that, I'm going to punish you, and they do it, they're just testing you, they're testing the boundaries, you do it. You do it. And just on power, I just wanted to suggest to you, all of you police people, that if you're having an argument with your husband and you're going home to have an argument, leave your gun at the office. Okay? And also, just in terms of power, so you may be a colonel at work, or you may be a brigadier at work, but I'd like to suggest to you that when you get home, leave your pips in the car. Leave your corporal stripes in the car and come home and just be a wife, just be a partner. Because sometimes I have to remind my wife, she's got a PA at work, right? I have to remind her, Jax, I'm not your PA. So we're partners. And sometimes she says, Stephen, stop being cheeky. I say, my goodness, you say that to a child at school. We are equal. So strive to be equal and strive to be a partnership in your marriage. I'd like to just share some thoughts very, very briefly on rapport. Isn't it beautiful when you're in rapport with a loved one? Isn't it beautiful when it just is working? So I'm going to give you some sentences and statements and answers that are not in rapport and that are in rapport. And I just want you to feel the difference. Okay, and then go home tonight and practice this. So here's the first one. Hey darling, it's so nice to see you. And she answers, the gem squash at Pick and Pay today is 7 rand a kilo. Not in rapport, right? How about this? Hey darling, it's so nice to see you. Thank you. Yes. Isn't it lovely to be together like this? Doesn't it feel beautiful? Okay, sometimes you have to come out of your world into your partner's world. How about this one? Hello, darling, I made dinner. I can see that. The kitchen's a mess. What we do, we make a mental note. That hurts. Making dinner hurts. Don't do it. Okay, here's the better one. Awesome, thank you. I'm starving. Let's eat, and then we'll wash the dishes together. And guys, if you wash the dishes and make dinner more often, later on you may find that your wife's more open to a beautiful love. Okay. So here's another one. I'm having issues with my boss. You should be more assertive with him. Out of rapport, right? How's this one? I'm having such issues with my boss. Eish, that's horrible. It's horrible to be unhappy at work. Shout if you need some assistance. So, sometimes we speak, not because we want to be fixed, but just because we want empathy. We just want you to go, oh, that's sad, oh, that's wonderful. We're human beings. So, Dr. John DeMartini has a beautiful saying. At the end of the day, don't we all just want to be loved and accepted for who we are? Well, so does your husband, so does your boss, so do your children, so do your parents, so does the taxi driver on the way to work who annoys us so much. We all just are human beings wanting to be loved and accepted. So don't try and change each other. Just try to be in rapport. And know that marriage is a beautiful institution that's made to test you, that's made to push you, and it's going to do exactly that. My last thought before I close is contradictory to my second one, and that is, you are the same. Dr. DeMartini teaches us that there are 2,638 human traits, and we actually all own them. We're on earth to experience all of the experiences, to go through all of the emotions. So sometimes when your husband is ungrateful, guess what? There's been a time in your life you were ungrateful. Sometimes bossy. Guess what? There's a time when you're bossy. There are times when you're happy and times when you're sad. Times when you're up, times when you're down. Times when you're ecstasy, times when you're devastated. We're going to go through all of that. And just know that your marriage will reflect exactly that. The ups and downs. I love it when Jackie and I are in the down. Because I know the up's coming. I never get upset. I never get worried. I never think she's going to leave me. Because I know the up's coming. And I get worried when the up. When we're in, like right now, we're up. And I'm worried because I know something's coming just to fuel it up and get us aggravated. We've been together for 28 years. And I believe that I'm still with her because of all of the trouble she gives me. Okay? So in a relationship, you need support and you need challenge. You need unconditional love and you need tough love. And the wise person will know the difference. Thank you so much.
Hi there, this is Stephen van Basten, the marriage expert. I don't need to give you the divorce statistics for you to know that marriage is hard work. We all know that more marriages fail than succeed. What is interesting to me is that every couple standing at the altar is deeply sincere when they say their vows. They're infallible, bulletproof, determined to beat the odds. So what happens? What goes wrong? When I was young, I fell head over heels in love many times, but failed every time. And every time, I was astonished. I've now been married to my wife Jackie for 22 years, and we are proud of our beautiful daughter Victoria. I've never been more certain that a successful marriage is a choice. And I've never been more convinced that I can assist you to dramatically improve your marriage. So if you're in a relationship, you can definitely benefit from this. And it will also help you in your relationship with other people, your career, and your business. So make sure you connect with me for upcoming seminars, and I can't wait to share my marriage insights with you.